Today, I will talk to you about 7 ancient self-healing techniques that not only heal the body but also the spirit. These teachings have been passed down from master to disciple, like a river that flows and nourishes the fertile ground of the mind and heart. And you, who have found this place, are destined to know them. Personally, the techniques I like the most are the 3rd and 4th, but I would also like to know yours, or if you have already used any of them. Did you know that Buddhist monks in the oldest temples of Thailand can slow down their heart rate to nearly a standstill, all thanks to the mastery of meditation? These self-healing techniques not only transform the body but also open the door to hidden realities that few dare to explore. And at the end of this video, I will share an ancient secret, something that few outside the walls of a monastery have heard. You won't want to miss it. The first technique I will share with you is Nyasa, an ancient practice that few know about, even among those who delve into the path of Buddhism. Nyasa is the art of placing hands on different parts of the body, infusing energy and awakening the centers of power that reside in each of us. Sit in a quiet place, where the breeze touches your face and silence surrounds you. Place your hands over your heart and close your eyes. By doing so, you are not only touching your chest, you are touching the center of your being. Breathe deeply and feel how the warmth of your hands begins to merge with the beats of your heart. Imagine a golden light flowing from your hands to your chest, like a river of energy traveling from the infinite source to your inner self. Now, bring your hands to your forehead, right between your eyebrows. This is the place where it is said the third eye resides, the window to intuition and spiritual vision. In ancient monasteries, it was taught that by channeling energy through your hands to this point, a portal to deeper wisdom opens. Feel the golden light flowing, clearing away any tension, any thought that clouds your mind, and filling every corner of your consciousness with clarity. Let your hands move over your body, from the head down to the base of your spine, stopping at each part that needs healing or calm. Nyasa is not only about healing the physical body but also about aligning the energy channels, allowing peace to flow like the wind through the trees. The ancients knew that the hands carry a special energy, an energy that connects with the vital flow of the universe. Through Nyasa, every touch becomes a form of communication with your deepest self, a conversation without words where your body and spirit listen to each other. And when you feel that the energy has flowed through your entire body, awakening every dormant corner of your being, bring your hands together in front of your heart, as if holding a delicate flower between them. Give thanks, not only to yourself for this moment of connection, but also to the invisible forces that surround and guide you. Nyasa is an art of self-healing that teaches us that our hands are not only for working but also for healing. With each touch, with each intention, we awaken the ancient wisdom that resides within us. Remember, in silence and stillness, the hands become a bridge between the visible and the invisible. This is how the ancients taught it, and today, I share it with you, as a reminder that true healing has always been within your reach. The second technique is body scanning, an internal journey that connects us with every corner of our being. It is not just a relaxation exercise. It is a deep exploration of the consciousness and energy that dwells within us. In the oldest monasteries, it was taught to explore the body as one explores a sacred temple, with care and devotion, recognizing each part as an altar that deserves our attention. Start by sitting in a quiet place, or if you prefer, lie down. Close your eyes, and bring your attention to the tips of your toes. Imagine your mind as a gentle breeze caressing that area, feeling any tension, any sensation. Don't try to change what you feel, just observe. The key to body scanning lies in total acceptance, in recognizing what is, without judging or clinging to it. Allow your attention to slowly rise from your feet, passing through your ankles, feeling the connection of the bones, muscles, and skin. Feel how the energy begins to flow, like water running down a calm stream. If you encounter any tension, don't push it, don't force it. Simply observe it and wrap it with the light of your attention. By doing this, you allow the tension to dissolve like a leaf that gently falls from a tree in autumn, carried by the wind without resistance. With each breath, bring your awareness further up, towards your legs, your knees, your thighs. Feel the weight of each muscle relaxing, as if each part were melting and merging with the earth beneath you. The ancients taught that by releasing tensions, the vital energy known as prana or chi flows more freely, like rivers winding through valleys, nourishing every corner of our body. When you reach your abdomen, pause for a moment and feel the natural movement of your breath. Observe how the belly rises and falls, like the waves of an internal ocean. At this point, the wise said that our hara is found, the center of our vital energy. It is here where strength and balance reside, the center from which all emotions flow. By releasing tensions in this area, we not only relieve the body but also the emotional weight we carry. Bring your attention to your chest, to your heart, and feel the beats that mark the rhythm of your life. Imagine that each beat is an echo of the universe's pulse, a reminder that you are also part of the whole. If you feel any trapped emotion, like a sadness hiding between the beats, just observe it and breathe with it, allowing the energy to move and flow. Continue your journey through your shoulders, neck, and up to the top of your head. Feel each muscle, each vertebra, like a pilgrim walking an ancient path, with the patience of someone who knows that the goal is not the end, but the journey itself. Visualize how a stream of golden light descends from the crown of your head and flows through your entire body, cleansing, healing, and releasing. In the body scan, each part of you becomes a landscape that you explore with calm. It doesn't matter how many times you take this journey, there is always something new to discover, some forgotten sensation, some emotion that longs to be seen. And when you reach your feet again, you will feel that your whole body has been touched by the gentleness of your attention, like the earth receiving rain after a long drought. The ancient masters knew that this exercise not only frees the body but also calms the mind, bringing a sense of unity and harmony. By exploring every corner of your being, you realize that you are more than a body, more than a mind. You are a universe in itself, vast and deep. Body scanning is a way of honoring the temple that is your body, recognizing that every pain, every tension, has a message for you. And by listening to those messages, by allowing the energy to flow freely, you begin to heal from within, like a flower that opens under the sunlight. The third technique is the practice of Tun Glen, one of the most powerful and profound practices in the Buddhist tradition, known as energy exchange. It is an act of spiritual bravery, a practice that challenges the instinct to avoid pain and instead embraces it with a higher purpose. In Tun Glen, we become potters of energy, shaping suffering into something purer and more compassionate. Imagine yourself sitting in a quiet place, with your back straight and your heart open, ready to receive all that the world brings. As you inhale, visualize the pain and suffering of all living beings as a dark cloud, a dense mist that floats around you. Feel how that cloud enters your being with each breath, filling your heart. But don't be afraid, because you are not retaining that suffering. By receiving it, you are transforming it. The ancient masters said that when you inhale in this way, the heart becomes an alchemical furnace, capable of transforming the hottest rock into a cool breeze. Thus, as you take in that pain, you blend it with your own compassion, with your deep desire to alleviate the suffering of the world. Then, as you exhale, imagine a warm, gentle light emerging from your heart, like the sun's rays dissipating the mist after a long night. That light is the peace, the calm, the compassion that you send out to all beings. Feel it flowing out of you, filling every corner, every being who suffers, every dark place in this world. Tun Glen teaches us that we are not separate from others, that the pain we feel and the pain they feel are not different. By accepting the suffering of the world, not just our own but that of all beings, we transcend fear and resistance. In that acceptance lies a deep freedom, for we understand that true strength lies not in avoiding suffering but in transforming it. Imagine the monks of ancient times, sitting atop mountains, practicing Tun Glen for long hours. For them, it wasn't about enduring suffering but creating a space within themselves where pain could be purified, and where compassion could bloom like a lotus in murky waters. They knew that by transforming pain into compassion, they helped to relieve not only their own suffering but that of all beings who, like them, struggle with inner shadows. Each breath in Tun Glen is like a tide that gathers the stones of pain and returns them softened to the shore, turned into fine sand. With each exhalation, the energy you give back is a gift to the world, a reminder that kindness can always emerge, even from the darkest places within us. It is not an easy practice, but those who master it find in it an immense healing power, capable of soothing the deepest pains of the human heart. And so, when you practice Tun Glen, you do not just heal the world. You also heal yourself, for each inhalation and exhalation reminds us that we are capable of transforming darkness into light, suffering into relief, and burning rock into a cool breeze. This, the masters taught, is the true alchemy of the heart. The fourth technique is connecting with nature, a return to the wisdom that dwells in every leaf, in every stone, in every breeze that caresses the skin. The ancient sages knew that nature is not just a backdrop in human life. It is a silent teacher, a mirror that reflects the depth of our own essence. When you sit next to an old tree, for example, it is not just a physical rest. That tree has lived for decades, perhaps centuries, and its roots have explored the earth beyond what our feet could reach. Its trunk has withstood storms. Its canopy has felt the warmth of the sun and the chill of snow. Approaching it is like approaching an elder who has known the passage of years and the patience of time. If you rest your back against its trunk and close your eyes, you feel that something profound happens. Your pain, your worries, seem to dissolve, like the mist that fades with the first rays of the sun at dawn. The trees, the mountains, the rivers, are not just part of the earth. They are channels of energy and wisdom. The ancients taught that when you place your hands on the rough bark of a tree, you can feel its pulse, slow and deep, a beat that resonates with that of the earth itself. And when you allow yourself to tune into that pulse, anxiety and pain fade away, as if the tree absorbs your burdens, transforming them into something new, something lighter. The practice of connecting with nature does not require complex rituals, only the willingness to be present. Walk barefoot on the damp ground and feel how the cold earth caresses the soles of your feet. Listen to the whisper of the leaves as the wind stirs them, and let them speak to you of impermanence, of how life flows and changes, just like the wind that never stays in one place. The mountains teach us about strength and stability, reminding us that even when the wind blows strong and the clouds cover the sky, they remain steady, unshaken. The rivers, on the other hand, are masters of fluidity. Sit beside one and listen to the constant murmur of its current. Watch how it adapts to each stone, to every obstacle it encounters in its path, flowing around them without stopping. The ancients knew that the river teaches us not to resist change, to adapt and move forward, like water that always finds its way to the sea, no matter the detours. In nature, there is also a comfort that cannot be found anywhere else. Sometimes, it is enough to watch a sunrise from the top of a hill or see the moon reflected in a calm lake. These moments are like balms for the soul because they remind us that we are part of something much bigger than our daily worries, than our pains and fears. In every falling leaf, in every blooming flower, nature teaches us about the cycle of life, about how death and rebirth are just different notes in the melody of existence. For the ancient masters, nature was a refuge and a guide. They knew that when the pain was too great, there was no better medicine than walking among the trees, listening to the birds' song at dawn, or feeling the wind roar on your face from the top of a mountain. They believed that by doing so, one could perceive the earth's breath, the same breath that flows within our bodies. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed, find a corner in nature. Sit beside an old tree and close your eyes. Let the whisper of the leaves and the scent of the earth embrace you. You don't have to do anything else. Nature knows what to do with your pain, with your doubts, with your fears. And like a loving mother, it will hold you until you feel your burdens fade away, leaving only peace, like the clear sky after a storm. Remember, nature has always been there, waiting. You just have to approach, listen, and let it teach you, in its own silent language, what it truly means to heal from the deepest part of yourself. The fifth technique is deep silence, a gateway to the essence of who we are, to that space where the noise of the world fades away, leaving only the truth of our being. In the monasteries, we have learned to appreciate silence, to dwell in it, to listen to it. Sometimes, we spend entire days without uttering a single word. And in that silence, revelations arise that are never found in the bustle of daily life. Silence is not just the absence of sound. It is a living, vibrant space that invites you to turn your gaze inward. When you sit in silence, away from distractions, you discover that there is a constant murmur in your mind, like a stream that flows without stopping. At first, this murmur can seem overwhelming. Thoughts, memories, worries, everything that the mind has accumulated over time. But if you persevere, if you allow that murmur to continue without fighting against it, something magical happens. The current begins to calm, like the water of a lake that becomes serene at dawn. In the monasteries, when we immerse ourselves in silence, we hear things we never knew were there. Sometimes, it is the voice of a distant bird, the wind brushing the leaves, or the beat of our own heart. But beyond those sounds, in the depths of silence, we hear something else. A soft voice, a whisper that has been there all along, waiting to be discovered. This is the voice of your true self, of that part of you that hides behind the masks we wear every day. The ancient masters taught that in deep silence, you can feel the flow of your own existence, as if you were a drop finally merging into the vast ocean of life. And it is in that merging where worries, fears, and desires fade away, leaving only an open space, a void that is not terrifying but liberating. In that void, you realize that you are not the thoughts that constantly pass through your mind, nor the emotions that stir you like a storm. You are the space in which those thoughts and emotions arise and disappear, like clouds crossing an infinite sky. Silence is a mirror that reflects what we truly are, without adornments or distortions. But it is also a refuge, a place where we can rest from the constant need to speak, to explain, to be someone in the world. When you are in silence, you don't have to be anything but yourself. You don't have to convince anyone. You don't have to defend yourself. In that space, you discover that peace is not something that comes from outside, but that it has always been inside you, waiting for you to stop searching so it can reveal itself. Practicing deep silence does not just mean keeping your mouth shut. It means also quieting internal dialogues, judgments, and comparisons. It means letting go of the need to understand everything, to control everything. Only then, in the stillness that remains, you find a clarity that does not come from thought but from the direct experience of being alive. The masters said that in silence, one can hear the heartbeat of the universe, that rhythm that connects every living being, from the smallest insect to the farthest star. Imagine yourself sitting alone, in the middle of nature, under a sky full of stars. There are no words, no distractions. It is just you and the vast cosmos stretching out before you. And in that moment, you feel that the barriers between you and the world disappear. Silence becomes the bridge that connects you with everything that exists. You realize that you are not alone, that you never have been. You are part of that great silence, of that space that sustains life. Deep silence is the practice of humility, of accepting that not everything needs to be named, that there are mysteries that cannot be explained. And it is in that acknowledgement, in that surrender, where we discover the true nature of our mind and of our being. When you embrace silence, you find that there is nothing to fear. Because at the depths of that silence lies peace, the peace that transcends words, the peace that has accompanied us since the beginning of time. So, when the world overwhelms you and the voices around you feel too loud, find a quiet corner and let the silence speak to you. It might be difficult to adjust to the stillness at first, but if you allow it, silence will reveal its true nature, a faithful companion that guides you to the essence of your own being. The sixth technique is visualizing a candle flame, an ancient exercise that invites us to discover the inner light, the one that lies beyond what is visible. The sages of old knew that the mind, like a night sky, sometimes clouds over with thoughts and worries. But this practice, simple in appearance, is a key that opens up a space of clarity and calm. Imagine a candle in front of you, its flame gently dancing with the breeze, constant and bright. Watch that flame with all your attention, as if it were the only thing that exists in that moment. Observe how its light flickers, how it stretches and contracts, how its blue base transforms into a warm golden glow. Allow all your thoughts to merge into that small flame, like rivers flowing into the ocean of its light. As you follow the dance of the flame, your mind begins to calm, and distractions dissolve, like fog before the rising sun. Then, gently close your eyes. As you do so, you will see that the image of the flame remains in your mind, even though it is no longer in front of you. That inner light is nothing more than the reflection of the flame in your consciousness, a spark that can illuminate even the darkest corners of your being. Now, let that light move within you. Direct it towards those parts of you that feel confused, towards the shadows where fears hide, towards the doubts that hold you back. The ancients taught that the visualization of the flame not only clears the mind, but also reveals what is hidden in the heart. It is as if you were bringing a lamp into a deep cave, and in its glow, you discover what has always been there, waiting to be seen. Perhaps you will find memories that bind you, wounds that haven't healed, or desires you didn't understand. But, illuminated by that light, they lose their power to confuse and control you. They cease to be monsters lurking in the dark, becoming instead forms that can be observed, understood, and finally, released. This exercise is also a way to center the mind, to bring it back to the present moment. The candle flame has no past or future. It only exists in that instant of clarity. And so, when you carry that flame inside you, when you visualize it in your mind, you become like it, present, lucid, and serene. The practice teaches us that the light we see outside is a reflection of the light that has always been within, even though we sometimes forget it. With consistent practice, you will discover that you can summon that light even in the darkest moments of life. Imagine being in the midst of a difficult situation, with a confused mind, like a sea churned up by a storm. Close your eyes and bring up the image of the candle flame. Let its light touch every thought, every emotion, as if you were pouring clarity into the chaos. You will feel how the confusion dissipates, how the mind becomes lighter, more transparent, and how, suddenly, you know which direction to take. For the ancient masters, the visualization of the flame was a way of remembering that, although darkness may sometimes surround us, we always carry the light within. It was a tool to connect with the inner wisdom, one that does not depend on external teachings or books, but arises from the direct experience of our own being. At the end of the exercise, slowly open your eyes and observe the world around you. You will see that everything seems a bit clearer, as if the fog that covered your mind had lifted. And you will understand that the flame you saw at the beginning was not just a lit candle, but a reminder that within you too is an eternal spark, capable of illuminating even the darkest nights of the soul. Thus, whenever you feel lost, turn to this practice. Find a candle, light it, and watch its flame. And when that light moves inside you, remember that the clarity you feel does not come from the flame, but from yourself. The seventh technique is the inner smile, a gesture that does not require our lips but our heart. This is a practice that may seem simple, almost childish, but it holds a profound and transformative power. The ancients taught it as a balm for the spirit, a way to ignite an inner fire that melts away the layers of sadness, anxiety, and tension that accumulate in us over time. Imagine that deep within your chest, there is a small sun, a source of warmth and light. Close your eyes and bring to mind the image of a smile, but not an ordinary smile, rather a smile that arises from the center of your being, gentle and tender, like the first ray of sun that touches the earth in the morning. You don't need to force it, nor does it need to appear on your face. Just let that smile blossom in your heart. When that smile ignites within you, you will feel its warmth begin to expand, like an ember that gradually becomes a bonfire. First, that warmth extends through your chest, relaxing every muscle, softening every corner. Then, let that sensation move to your shoulders, your arms, all the way to your fingertips. Let that inner smile flow through your body, like a river of light that touches every cell. That smile is like a silent hug, one that you give to yourself. It is a way of telling your body and mind that everything is okay, that you don't need to struggle, that you deserve this moment of peace. It is a gesture of deep acceptance, of self-love, that can heal the invisible wounds we carry day after day. The ancient masters taught us that the inner smile is not just an exercise in relaxation. It is an act of self-compassion. In life, we tend to be very harsh on ourselves. We judge, we demand, forgetting that we too deserve the same tenderness we would offer to a loved one. Smiling with the heart is giving yourself that care. It is reminding yourself that no matter how difficult the circumstances are, there is always a refuge within you where you can find warmth and comfort. This practice also has a profound effect on the mind. Imagine that the inner smile is a ray of sunlight piercing through a dark forest. Where there were once shadows, now there is light. Anxious thoughts, fears, and worries that once seemed so heavy begin to lose their power under that light. They fade away, like dew under the first rays of the morning. And in their place, a feeling of lightness, clarity, and connection with the life pulsing in every moment arises. Over time, that inner smile becomes a habit, a natural way of facing challenges. When the day gets tough, when you feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, you can close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let that smile bloom again in your chest. And then, like a small flame growing in the darkness, you will remind yourself that within you there is always a place where peace and joy are possible. The inner smile is a reminder that, although we cannot control what happens outside, we can always choose how we treat ourselves. It is the practice of learning to be our own friend, of offering our heart the gentleness it seeks. In doing so, we discover that life, with all its ups and downs, becomes a little lighter, a little kinder. So smile with your heart, not just now, but every time you feel you need it. Let that warmth envelop you, like a soft blanket on a cold night. Because in that smile, in that spark of light that you carry within, you will find the power to transform any darkness into a dawn. And now, as I promised, A secret. Buddhist monks believe that true healing begins when we recognize that we are not just this body, nor this mind. We are the water, the wind, the mountain, and every living being. And when we heal, we do not heal only ourselves, but everything around us. This is the hidden mystery behind these techniques, the interconnection of all beings. Do you feel how the knowledge has touched your heart? I hope these teachings find a place in your life, like a seed that blooms in spring. And if you've made it this far, write in the comments, complete visualization, so I know you are a true seeker. For you, I have something special in the next video. I will tell you about 6 surprising benefits of hugging a tree, something you surely never imagined. But that, my friends, is a story for another day. Until then, continue on your path with peace and compassion. See you in the next teaching. Namaste.